I know that many of you are preaching every Sunday, and some of you 2, 3, maybe even more times on a Sunday, and then again over the course of the week you're teaching, you're preaching, so that by the end of the week, before the next series of sermons, you are physically worn out, and that's understandable. You put a lot into a sermon, and a sermon takes a lot out of you, but you're also vocally tired, and that shouldn't be, and it doesn't need to be. So what we're going to find out today is how to maintain this one instrument that God has given us, how to make it last for a lifetime of preaching and teaching and performing. It all is going to start with good breathing. Breathing correctly means breathing from the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a muscle that stretches across the bottom of your rib cage. It's cup-shaped like this. When you breathe out, it's cup-shaped. When you breathe in, it flattens, so things get out of the way, and it may look like your tummy is expanding when actually the bottom of your rib cage, sides, and back expand a little bit to make room for this expanding muscle. The diaphragm is like a muscle, and it can grow and develop like any muscle that you exercise by creating tension and then voluntarily releasing that tension. In order to begin correctly, we need to begin by imagining that this is our control center. Not here, but down here. This is where our breath is controlled. So what we want to do is breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose warms and moistens the air just a little bit before it slams into the vocal folds that are here. So by doing that, we are going to create a better speaking environment for our voice, simply by breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. So when we breathe in, this part down here expands and moves, not this. You don't want your shoulders to move. You don't want the shoulders to rise like this, because when they do, that introduces tension into your vocal fold. And when you introduce tension into the vocal fold, same thing happens here that happens on a guitar string or a violin string. When you add tension, the pitch goes up. If the pitch goes up, that means that you're having to work harder to articulate sound as it passes, as the wind passes over the vocal folds and into this box that we have here that serves as a kind of a sounding board to receive the sound and resonate it out like that. When you breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth like this. Okay? Now, the first exercise that we're going to go through is simple ma, me, me, mo, moo. The ma sound is made at the back of the throat. It's big and open. You imagine that you have a tennis ball in the back of your throat and everything's wide and open and it's darker. Ma, everything's darker. It's at the back of the throat, but it's well articulated. We can hear it out here. The second sound is me. Me is in the middle of the mouth, right? So that tennis ball moves forward a little bit to the middle of your mouth. Me. And then the third sound is me. It's out in front like this. Imagine, like in the old Greek tragedies, that you're wearing a mask, and inside that mask is a tiny little megaphone. They really had those back in the old days. And when you speak, imagine that the sound doesn't start until it reaches here, right out in front of your face. That'll pull the sound forward. So when you hit me, the embouchure, the shape of your lips, should resemble an O. Me, like that. So me is very far forward. Me, like that, okay? So it's ma, me, me. Now, mo is the fourth sound. It goes back to the middle of the mouth. Mo. And then the last sound is moo, and it's very far forward again, just like me. Moo. So me and moo are the same exact embouchure of the lips. So the full sequence is ma, me, me, mo, moo. All on one breath. Ready? In. Ma, me, mi, mo, moo. And that's it. That's our first exercise. Now we want to do one that's will loosen up the lips. It's called motorboat. All you do on motorboat is go, that's it. Just for a short amount of time, it loosens up your lips, okay? Let's do it one more time. In through the nose. Just like that. Now we're going to do one that's called Jacob's Ladder. All right, it's going to start from sub-vocalization that sounds like this. It goes through vocalization, up into falsetto, and back down again. So the full sequence is great. All right, now we're always pushing from here, from the diaphragm, never from here. You ought to be able to turn your head side to side on a single pitch note like ma, and not hear the pitch go up at all. If the pitch goes up, then that indicates that you're introducing tension when you turn, and that's going to force the pitch up like this. Ma. You don't want that. You want it to stay consistent, solid, unwavering. The next exercise that we want to try is a simple tongue twister. You can use any one of the tongue twisters from the book by Viola Spolin, Improvisation for the Theater, or Improvisation for the Solo Actor. And one that we might use would go something like this. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Or one to work on sibilance would be this. The sixth sick sheep's sixth sick sheep's sick. Very good. We've gone over some basic vocal exercises that will help you maintain a good instrument for a lifetime of speaking in ministry, performance, preaching.